Hey everybody, this is Derek for the Grumpy Guy Show, talking about episode number 119. George, is that you? Recorded on Tuesday, December 5th, 2023. Tonight's topics: classes for esports. It's not my fault. A spree is a spree, and much, much more. Come on and join us this week. We got a good show for you. Good evening, everybody. Welcome to the Grumpy Guy Show. I'm Derek McAllister.
I'm Ryan McAllister.
So we got a pretty packed show tonight. I picked up quite a bit over the weekend. I wasn't sure I was even going to have anything, and then, well, I actually had a few minutes to sit down and watch the news, and that's all it took.
It's that easy, apparently.
Yeah. It's, I don't know. Just
you don't know?
Seems to come and go as to, whether or not the topics come quickly or, if I'm struggling to get them. But
what's up first?
So first off, there's a place, someplace in Syracuse. At least I think it was in Syracuse. It's in the Syracuse area, at least.
Mm-hmm.
That it's an esports arena or some crap like that. I don't know. Somebody built this place, and they're expecting huge crowds. Talking, what the hell did they say? Like 10,000 people to come for these events and all this other stuff. I'm like, okay. And he said, this area is becoming really good for it. There's even a local college that offers esports classes. I'm like, wait, what?
What?
All I could think about was, wait a minute. You need a class on how to do esports? What the?
You need a class to become good at playing games?
Yeah. And I can't believe people would actually pay for this crap.
Yeah. You can. There's this new thing. It's called learning on your own time.
It's not even just that. I mean,
for free.
It's not just that. What could they teach you in an e-class that's in a class that's specific about esports? I mean, this is a game. This is how you turn your computer on. Come on.
I don't think they teach that. I think they just teach strategies to get better at the game.
Oh, you'd be surprised. There's some people that they would probably start out at that level. When I was in college, I took this course, information systems course. And it was, it wasn't actually aimed at teachers, but, it was a class that teachers could take, kind of trying to prepare them for the future of, computers in the classroom.
Yeah.
And the first class, the teacher started talking, and there was just a blank look on every... the professor started talking. Sorry, I should separate them out. Everybody who is a teacher student, or a student going to be education, they all had blank looks on their face, and he wasn't even talking really complex things. Mm-hmm. So then, and this is only 10 minutes into the first class, he says, okay, everybody who's either a computer science major or an information systems major, come back in 2 weeks. And as we were walking out of the class, we hear, this is a monitor. I'm like, oh my.
Here's the thing, Dad. This isn't the 90s. People know how to use computers now.
You say that, but there are some really dense people out there, and it's not even just dense people. Let me make it clear.
Like your mother-in-law who are struggling to adapt still.
It's not even just that. It's also people who just plain grew up in a household that could not afford computers.
Mm.
You know, and you get some of these very rural school districts and they don't have internet access, and even if they do, it doesn't really matter because none of their students do. You know?
Mm.
So, I mean, back to when I was in college, there was a kid who lived on my floor as a freshman. He was a freshman with me. His graduating class was 15. Yeah. Give you an idea, my graduating class in high school was, I believe, 170 or something like that. Yours, I believe, was up over 300. So, I mean, there are some really tiny schools out there still. You know,
yeah.
It wasn't a situation of, you know, a one-room schoolhouse, but it was pretty much, you know, if you were a senior, you were in the classroom, the same classroom with all the other seniors.
Yeah.
You know, there are still schools like that. So, I mean, perhaps, you know, that's what this esports class is about or something. I don't know. You know, I can't fathom the idea of going to a college to learn something like this. You know, there's so many YouTube videos out there teaching people how to play a game.
Exactly. That's my problem with it, is you can either look up how to do it on YouTube or you can just learn on your own by playing the game.
Yeah.
You don't need to pay for it when you can do it for free.
Yeah, I don't know. Some people just look at it as, you know, the quick fix is go and pay somebody to teach me. I don't know. Doesn't make any sense, but, you know, it just kind of threw me off with this idea of I can't picture the Syracuse market being able to draw enough people to justify an esports stadium that seats 10,000 people. And I can't imagine 10,000 people wanting to sit there watching somebody play a game.
I mean, I can understand that. I mean, millions of people watch live streams of playing games. I mean, that's...
Yeah, I suppose.
That's what Twitch basically is.
But you're not paying for it.
I mean, unless you're using your Amazon Prime subscription to subscribe to the creators.
I don't know how that works, you know, but
I don't either. But that is an option that.
But you're getting something else with Amazon Prime. Something besides, you know, a ticket to watch something for 4 hours.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, if
the streamer's absolutely insane, 24 plus.
Yeah, but, I mean, if it's anything like what it is with concerts, you know, you're talking like $50 a ticket. And, of course, they're not going to let you bring in food. You're going to have to buy food there. And, of course, outside of the venue, you're going to have to pay for parking. And if you're not paying for parking, then you're going to be paying for a ride to there. You know, it's just stacks and stacks and stacks. So by the time you get done, you know, you've spent $200 for 4 hours of entertainment. Wow. And, you know, how entertaining is it going to be? You're sitting there looking at television screens through the back of somebody's head. You know, it's not like you're... I mean, I don't get it, but whatever. I guess it's something, you know, for the new generation, your generation.
Yep. My generation and younger.
Yeah. I don't know.
That I don't even completely understand.
Yeah. All right, what do you say we move on to the next topic that we got here?
What do we got here?
So this one goes to politics.
Here we go again.
Yeah. And, this isn't directly about our favorite politician.
Is this what I'm thinking of?
Oh, maybe. So, everybody's probably heard of the embattled representative George Santos.
At least that's what we think his name is.
Yeah.
That's what he says his name is.
Yeah, that's what he says it is right now. But doesn't matter. He's no longer a representative. He was voted out.
Thank God.
Finally. The sixth person in history to have been voted out.
Wow.
Yeah. And as he's walking out, he's putting all of the blame on everybody else.
Hey, there it is.
Yeah, does that sound familiar?
Yeah, it does.
Yeah. You see,
sounds like a certain other member of his party.
Yeah, exactly. And this is what we're going to have to deal with from now on, folks. We've got these people who've always done this kind of crap, blame everybody else.
Yep.
But now that Trump made it into the White House and he did his entire 4 years doing that, blaming everybody else, and now he's spent the last 3+ years blaming everybody else. This is how it's going to be from now on in politics. Somebody doesn't get what they want, or they feel that they've been cheated, it's everybody else's fault.
Rigged.
Yeah, and, in this case, it's extremely, extremely ridiculous. Because everything points to the fact that this is all on him. There is nobody else involved with this. He's the one that lied. He's the one, and it's not even just minor lies. He blatantly lied, stating that, I believe he said his grandparents survived the Holocaust or something like that. I mean,
yep. Honestly, I believe that anything that he says is a lie.
Yeah, and that's kind of what it's shaping out to be. Is he did not tell the truth on much of anything.
He could say that he could come out tomorrow and say that the sky is blue, and I wouldn't believe him.
Well, no, because you live in Syracuse. It's almost always gray.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
But, no, I mean, he's... And what kills me is the only reason it took so long to even put it up for a vote is the fact that the Republicans are overly concerned about the majority that they have. Losing one vote is going to cause, it's going to cause problems.
Yep.
So, and that's basically, the Speaker of the House didn't come right out and say it, but basically that's what he said. And the Republicans that...
Oh, it's a dangerous precedent.
Yeah. How is it a dangerous precedent? Now, I mean, I'm somewhere in between the two extremes. You've got the Speaker of the House saying it's dangerous precedent. Then you've got somebody else in the Republican Party saying that we're holding ourselves to a higher standard. Yeah, I'm somewhere in between because you're not holding yourself to a higher standard.
If you were holding yourself to a higher standard, every single person in the House would be out of office.
Every single person in politics would be out of office.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, there are so few honest politicians, it's not even funny. But...
Exactly.
But Santos, not only did he blatantly lie, but he went and he did things that were completely and totally illegal. Campaign funds to pay for his rent. I mean, come on.
Yep.
Campaign funds to pay for Botox. I mean...
Okay, that's funny.
I'm like, okay, so how is this holding yourself to a higher standard? It's not. It's enforcing the law. But...
Yeah.
Somebody from the Democratic Party, they said what they say? Oh, something along the lines of, this shouldn't have even been a question because he's got 13 federal charges raised against him right now.
Mm.
And it's not like, yeah, I get it. It hasn't gone through court yet, which was an argument of some of the Republicans that supported him, is he hasn't been convicted yet. Okay, I get that to a point. But the fact that the evidence is so clearly pointing to the fact that he lied and he misappropriately used campaign funds.
Campaign funds, yep.
It's not like, well, maybe he did. No. It's plain and simple.
There's no maybe about it.
Yeah. It's right on receipts. So he's going to go to jail. What are we going to do? Wait until he gets in jail? Wait until he's put in jail before we decide, maybe we need to kick him out now.
Maybe.
Come on.
We can kick him out.
There has to be something done about it. But as with everything, doing something about it means that you got to get the people who would be affected by it to do something. And that's not going to happen.
Because the people in power would be the ones doing something about it.
Yeah. They'd have to put their own careers in jeopardy. And they're not going to do that.
They're not going to do that.
We've talked about that many, many times. They're not going to do that because...
it's beating the dead horse.
Yeah. There's nobody that would willingly say, you know what? Yeah, I'm gonna end my career. Just for giggles. Come on.
Just for shits and giggles.
Yeah.
That'd be a great idea.
Yeah, it's a great idea. Let me pass this law that's gonna put me in jail.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, now he's actually starting a lawsuit against those who voted him out.
Oh, goody.
Yeah. Sound familiar?
Yep.
Uh-huh. But, it's the problem that there is now with politics in general is it's becoming more of an eye for an eye type of thing.
Yep.
The Democrats were sore losers. That's part of why they...
in 2016.
That's part of why they tried to impeach Trump. They didn't...
first time.
Yeah, they didn't have a ton of evidence. So, but what'd they do? Well, they spent millions of dollars, if not billions, trying and failed. And now that the Republicans are in charge, they're going to try and impeach Biden. It's just going to keep going on like this. And then they sit there and they whine and cry about how, party politics is ruining the country and blah, blah, blah. Well, you know what? You people are the problem.
Mm-hmm.
Stop doing everything just because it's your party.
Yep. Country over party.
Yeah, but that's not going to happen. Really, really sad. But
I believe it was John McCain's campaign slogan in 2008, country first.
Yeah. Yeah, but he wasn't quite as much he didn't believe that as much or practice that as much as, he wanted everybody to believe.
Mm.
But, they all do that. And it's because you can't get elected in this country without a lot of money.
Nope.
And the only way you get a lot of money is by going with a party. And then, of course, the party is going to expect that you follow suit with the rest of the party.
Yep.
It's pathetic. And until that
back
changes,
in line.
Yeah. Until that changes, nothing's going to change with the way that this country is run. Nothing.
Mm-hmm.
And it's going to be a situation of, sooner or later, the only way that it's going to change is with some form of revolution. And I keep saying that. And I've been saying that for over 20 years. It's going to happen because it has to. Sooner or later, we the people are no longer going to be able to pay the taxes.
Yep.
You know, the only way it's ever going to change, and the only way we're going to avoid that, is if we get a group of politicians who go in and actually make changes to prevent it. But again...
that's never going to happen.
Exactly. As we've said, it's never going to happen because that means that they're killing themselves off. They're killing their career, but not only are they killing their career, they're also taking money out of their own pocket.
Mm-hmm.
So, I don't know. But yeah, so Santos is out, but it's not the last we've heard of him, I'm sure.
He's on Cameo, just trying to get money out of that, which is kind of funny.
I don't even know what the hell that is.
It's a site where you pay famous people to send messages to fans.
So he's now famous?
Apparently.
I suppose.
Yeah, that's pretty funny.
I mean, I suppose, he is famous for being a dumbass, but...
Yeah, pretty much.
Oh, well. And you can't even really blame the people who voted for him, because how are they going to know? Nobody does research on these candidates.
No.
They assume that the political party is doing research on who they're backing. And they should be.
It seems that they're not.
It should be a situation where George Santos could have never gotten in, could have never been elected as a Republican.
Mm-hmm.
Because they should have
Where he couldn't have even ran.
Yeah, well, I mean, he could run, but just not as a Republican. Because the Republican Party checked and said, yeah, no, you're a liar.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know. I think this is part of the problem that has been created by Trump's election.
Yep.
But, all right, so let's move on.
What's
Otherwise,
next?
the political rabbit hole is just going to keep getting deeper and deeper.
Yeah.
So What's next? So we've heard all kinds of stuff about mass killings, and we've seen throughout this year that a mass shooting is basically when there's 2 or more people that have been shot. That seems to be the definition that the news is using is, 2 people have been shot, so it's a mass shooting. Okay.
Yep.
So
2 people died. It's a mass shooting.
Yeah. So I don't remember where it was, but there was some place. I think it was actually New York City. Oh, no, I can't remember. It might not be. But there was some place where somebody went on a killing spree and stabbed 4 people to death. But it's not considered a mass stabbing. Apparently, we only reserve that word for use when it follows their political agenda, which is, we got to get rid of guns.
Obviously.
I mean, come on. The guy went, and it's not like he... Oh, apparently we lost you. Uh-oh. Well, that kind of sucks. What the heck happened there?
Closing a couple tabs and I accidentally closed this one.
Oh, I see how you are. So anyhow, I started to say, it's not like this guy, went to 4 different places and killed people. No. He went into one place and he killed 2 security guards and then killed 2 other people.
It's a mass shooting.
Yeah. I mean, why isn't it called a mass stabbing? I mean, You know, he was going to kill more people, but I can't even remember what the heck happened that stopped him. But I mean, seriously, it's not the weapon's fault. It's the fault of the person. It's mental stability.
Exactly.
That's what needs to be looked at, is mental stability. I'm not saying that, you know, people need an automatic, you know, they don't need a rifle that's got, you know, a magazine that holds 30 rounds. But at the same time, you get somebody who...
Hey, you sound just like our president did 10 years ago.
Yeah.
When he told everybody, buy a shotgun.
Yeah. You know, I mean, I don't know. It's just, I find it ridiculous that because people are so against guns, that they will attach the word mass to it when it's 2 or more people.
Yep. Yeah, and that's just because they want guns gone for whatever reason they have.
Yep. And it's not necessarily the people that are doing it. It's these news agencies.
News. Yep, it is.
You know, so they're pushing their political agenda, which is not what a news agency is supposed to do. They are supposed to
we've gone over
the news.
We've gone over that before too many times.
Yeah. You know, but that's what's happening. You know, nobody's saying get rid of the knives. There's no. You know, there's nothing out there, you know, get rid of the knives. Knives are bad. No, it's all about guns.
Yep.
And yeah, there is a difference between them, but you know, there's also not that big a difference. They're weapons.
Mm-hmm.
You plan things properly,
and anything
you can
be
do
a
lot
weapon.
of damage. Yeah. You plan things properly, folks.
Any object can be used to hurt or kill someone.
Yeah. You know, you look at swords. The way a samurai sword was considered to be good was, I can't remember what they used, but basically, if the sword didn't cut whatever, I think it was slice off the head of a pig. If it wouldn't do that, then the sword was used to kill the sword maker. You know, I mean, if you have something that is that sharp, holy cow, you go into one of these malls, you could do a ton of damage. You could kill a lot of people with one. And what are you going to do? You're going to try and take away all the swords? No, because somebody will find some other method. Throwing knives. You know, somebody could say, oh, well, guns, it's because you don't have to be right next to them. You don't have to with throwing knives. You don't have to with a bow.
Get rid of all the throwing knives now?
Yeah, you don't have to with a bow. You don't have to with a crossbow. I mean, there's so many things that you could do, you know. We've got to the news has to stop trying to spread their own political agenda.
Yep.
All right. So, last topic.
Alrighty. What do we got here?
So this one is something that's a bit annoying for a much different reason.
Okay.
So, you have people who drink heavily.
Right.
And do it often.
Right.
And they used to be called, and I say used to because you'll find out in a moment, used to be called alcoholics.
Right.
All right. Well, now apparently they're not, it's not alcoholism anymore. It's alcohol abuse disorder. I'm like, what?
George Carlin, is that you?
I mean, seriously, and you know, it wasn't like it was some, you know, random doctor that they were talking to. This was the chief medical hold on, let me look because I put it in there. Chief medical correspondent for ABC News. You know, I'm like, they're freaking alcoholics. What the hell are you talking about?
I mean, yeah.
Yeah, it looks like you froze up.
Yep. Oh, well.
I don't know. I mean, everything has to be a disorder. It can't be the fact that, okay, there's something, that they're just addicted.
Yeah.
Can't say that. Nope.
I'm so glad that they have not changed addiction. General addiction.
Oh, come on.
Is a disease.
It's a disorder.
Yeah, it's a disorder.
I'm sorry, but they try and make everything so freaking pleasant. I mean, just say what it is. They're addicted to alcohol. That's it. It's not abuse disorder. No, they're addicted to alcohol.
Yeah, it's alcoholism.
When did that become offensive? Do you have to? I know what it is. They probably have to have a disorder in the title of it so that they can justify government funding.
So people can tell that it's bad.
Yeah, like they didn't know.
Because people couldn't tell with alcoholism.
Yeah.
Oh, is that a positive or a negative thing?
Well, it's an ism, so well, I suppose that could be positive. Come on. Just insane. All right, folks. Since Ryan's frozen up and we're out of topics, I'm sure you heard that music starting up.
Good night.
We'll see you.